Well, good morgen and welcome to Warnemünde. This is our position right there. And this is what it looks like. Pretty gray right now. Big nuclear reactor out there. I think that's a nuclear reactor. The train tracks are out there. It's I think they said 100-meter walk from the cruise port. And it is pouring today. Another hint, expect rain when you're up around the North Sea and Baltic Sea area. It is going to rain. You can luck out. When we were in Berlin, we had 3 gorgeous sunny days. But when you're along the sea, rain is very usual. I have a suggestion. When you're looking at cruise itineraries, for example, they may say Bangkok, or like this itinerary says Berlin, do a little research. Bangkok, if it says Bangkok, Bangkok is at least a 3 or 4 hour ride. I don't remember exactly from the port. I think the port is Laam Chabang or something like that. Bangkok is not the port. Here, it says Berlin, for those going into Berlin. Well, once again, we're in Warnemünde, which is on the sea, and it is a 2-hour train ride into Berlin, and then your tours, and then a 2-hour ride back. But even if you're doing it on your own, if you're here to see Berlin, it's a 2-hour ride in each direction. So do a little Googling. Let your fingers Google and search, and see exactly what's involved, because the ship itineraries do not tell you. When they tell you the excursions, they tell you Berlin for the day, Berlin this or that. They don't tell you about the ride until they have, or exactly what's involved until you go for your port talk. Just a suggestion that I hope is very helpful to you. How about that? I just discovered that there's a bridge camera. You can see what they see, which is nothing but rain. We're on the big yellow bus today. Oh, lemur. Love the lemurs. Got my little quiet fox and we're all set. Off we go. It's supposed to stop raining around 11:15 so far. AccuWeather has been pretty right on.
We're going to start by taking a half-an-hour drive into Rostock itself, and then in Rostock we'll have an hour's walk through the historical center. After that 1-hour walk, we'll have a half-an-hour of free time. That we are currently not really in Rostock, we're in Warnemünde. And Warnemünde just means mouth of the river Warne. Today it is technically a suburb of Rostock. Rostock has been a fabulously wealthy city, one of the richest in Germany. We know that there were people living here as early as the 12th century. This is where the wall of Rostock, 3 kilometers or 3.3 kilometers to be precise.
There were 3 kilometers of wall.
The wall would then have gone all the way along the front of the harbour. The docks were actually separate from the old city by the wall.
It was
said,
to
one of the things
protect
they
the
worried
wealth
about were pirates.
of town.
But another thing that...
So much for the rain stopping at 11. A short tower would have been built here in the 1300. And there would have been a drawbridge and a ditch that led out of the city by the Hanseatic League, who were the major traders. We enter through the Kropelen Gate. Rostock is 800 years old and considered one of the oldest Hanseatic cities. The city center is still predominantly brick Gothic architecture. Beautiful eye here. Great details. And as often referred to, the American Embassy McDonald's. The Fountain of Joy. Wonderful, jackhammer. We walk past the university, the oldest in Northern Europe, founded in 1419. You know you're in Germany when you have to pay for toilets. The cloister, or Abbey of the Holy Cross, was a convent founded by the Danish Queen Margaret I in 1270. But today it's the seat of the Cultural History Museum. These modest cottages next to the provost office of the Convent of the Holy Cross were built in the 18th century as homes for ladies of rank in the Protestant foundation. The former Franciscan monastery from the 13th century has been used as a poorhouse, orphanage, penitentiary, and military hospital. There is a museum in there. This is all part of the Grand Duke's palace. It was a palace. And here comes the sun.
We're going to stop. We're finishing at the end here, and that's where I'll explain all of that. Exactly. Now, this building here is unfortunately nothing more than a facade. But that facade does give us a very good idea of what Rostock once looked like.
Many of these buildings have been reconstructed, but that is exactly how the facade would have been during the time of the Hanseatic League. It would have been a very, very wealthy owner. And look at the one next to it. Because many parts are burned, and of course they were bombed during World War II. So much to look at. Newmarket Square was the daily market of the former Middletown. The town hall dates from 1270. The marketplace. The town hall with its 7 towers and numerous merchants' houses.
But this pink section
The Romanesque part, the pink, was added centuries after the original, which would have been that brick. We so did not have enough free time here in Rostock. We had only 30 minutes. We had to wait 10 minutes to get inside St. Mary Church, which deserves a good half hour on its own. Had no time to walk around the streets, just not enough time. I encourage you to visit Rostock. If you come into the port, it's probably you can make arrangements privately, or there must be bus transportation or train transportation here. But come and see this absolutely adorable town. Another gorgeous place to visit. I didn't even have time to walk through this little flea market. Well, it doesn't say Nick drink Wasser, so I don't know. Can you drink it? I'm not going to try.
Broad boulevards. And the main reason they like broad boulevards is
it's only 15k to Varamunda. Not far at all. Wonder what kind of public transportation there is. Because we could have stayed on.
To the right, you'll see a lot of signs that say Hansa Sail. So if you see those on the side of this low building, they are advertising for Rostock's main folk festival, if you will say.
That's an old
and it's one of the oddest
German
stories
icebreaker.
I've encountered. Buying a tall ship in Rostock. How history and stories go round in circles is a constant source of amusement.
Huge concrete bomb shelter around here used during World War II that could hold about 1,000 people, but the strange thing about it was above ground. Who knows how many tons of concrete they used, so even if a bomb fell on it, the roof still would not cave in on people.
It can be quite tricky. So big round of applause for that. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your visit today.
Oh, they're playing Deutschland Lieber Alles in the background here. And this is Little Varamunda. There are 3 tugboats escorting this freighter out. Got to say that sitting here at dinner or breakfast and watching the goings on sure beats sitting in my kitchen, looking at the kitchen sink and my oven.